Good morning. It's Monday, May 26th, Memorial Day, 8:45 a.m. I'm being picked up at the hotel here around 9:30. It was hard getting a shuttle this morning because of Memorial Day, and they have the parade going downtown here in the next hour or so. But I was able to secure a shuttle back up to the trail, and I'll probably be up there around 10:15 to 10:30, a later start than I wanted, but I'm just thankful that I'm getting back. Today it is overcast and it's going to be light rain pretty much off and on throughout the day, and it's kind of breezy and cool out there. I might actually have to get into some warm clothing here soon, but right now I'm just going to wear my wind shirt, maybe my rain jacket and shorts because I'll heat up. I'm going to try to get about 13, maybe 14 miles today. I'll have to push it to be able to get there before too late. I like to get there by 5:30 so I can get my food bag hung up into a tree and my tent set up. Tomorrow is going to be just rain all day long. So basically it's going to be raining a little bit overnight, and it's going to start raining pretty good probably around 6 a.m. and it's just going to go all day long. It's supposed to be light to moderate rain, but I think it's like 1.5 inches is predicted. Last time they predicted 1.5 inches to 2 inches was in the Smoky Mountains, and that's when I got wet and miserable. So there's going to be some climbing tomorrow. I'll probably be walking up some waterfalls type situations. It's going to be cooler, like 56 degrees out, 58 degrees out. So I'll have the full rain gear on, but I'll still be wearing shorts because I don't want to get my lower pants wet. One thing I did is I have a hostel I'm staying at. It's called the Quarterway Inn. It'll be about a 10-mile hike tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a shorter hike, but I just figured with it raining all day and it probably being miserable, that's probably all I'm going to be able to tolerate. And I'm probably going to be drenched by the time I get through those 10 miles. So the Quarterway Inn will offer me the opportunity to wash my clothes, which I haven't done in about 3 or 4 days, but primarily just to dry my clothes. I want to be able to have everything dry for Wednesday. Wednesday, I think, is off and on again rain, possibly. It might be blown out of here by then, so I may be in the clear Wednesday. Just little bits of rain here and there through the rest of the week, and then by Saturday it's sunny and hot again. So I'm just going to plug along and see how I do. This is my first opportunity since I've been back on the trail to hike through the rain all day long, and really the first time I've had to do that since, I don't remember. I want to say the Smoky Mountains, but that may not be correct. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to give it my best. It's not going to be fun breaking down or setting up a tent in the rain. I think I'm going to be breaking down a tent in the rain, maybe not setting it up today in the rain, but definitely breaking it down in the rain tomorrow. So that should be quite the experience. But anyway, we're going to hit the road here soon, and I'll keep you up to date as to how it goes. Thank you for following along. All right, I'm back at it. It's about 10 a.m., slightly later than that, 10:05. Just got back on the Appalachian Trail, heading northbound. Shuttle driver, older lady named Carrie. She's donation based, but yeah, most people leave her about $10 for shuttling from town. Really nice. Anyway, looks like I'm on my own for a while. There are 4 hikers where I got dropped off that she was taking into town. They're gonna go to Walmart and then turn around and come right back out. It's very, very lightly sprinkling, not a big deal. It's beautiful out here. Roadway is just below me, but with the rain today and tomorrow, it's really gonna pop in terms of the green colors and all, so it should be pretty. And yeah, just follow along and I'll show you what I see. I'm gonna be at a shelter in about 7 miles. I'm not staying there. I'm trying to push for 14 miles today, so 10 a.m. start. If I push all the way through, I should get to the shelter by 4:30 to 5. Or not shelter, I'm sorry, to my campsite between 4:30 and 5. And that will set me up for tomorrow. So here we go. It's currently 11:10 a.m. I've gone about 2.5 miles, I guess. Not bad progress considering it's super soggy right now. It's been raining, lightly raining, but pretty much the whole time. There hasn't been a let up. Still in my shorts. I'm probably gonna put my rain kilt on here shortly so that my shorts don't get too wet, and in a rain jacket. But it's green and pretty out here. And again, I don't think I'm gonna see anybody today. I think it's just gonna be me. But I remembered that I haven't made this week's dedication, but I wanna start by wrapping up last week's dedication. So last Monday, I dedicated this week's hike to my father and mother-in-law, George and Elaine Kramer from Sun City, Arizona. And I mentioned that I appreciate all that they've done over the years for Nathan, Gwen, and I. Gwen, Nathan, and I love you too very much. And again, I hope you enjoyed this week of filming. I got to see the ponies at Grayson Highlands. I'm at the 500-mile mark, and had to stay in shoot, I'm at Marion, Virginia. Not the most exciting, I guess, but overall, it's been a good week. It's been a nice hike this week, not too hard. So thank you again. This week, I'm going to dedicate the week to my fraternities of brothers of Phi Delta Theta, Cal Iota. So I joined Phi Delta Theta, Cal Iota at San Jose State University in 1983, and they were one of the catalysts that helped get me through San Jose State and my degree. You know, I appreciate the brotherhood and the friendships I've made over the years, and you know, though separated by distance, we've always been a part of one another's lives, and still communicate through Facebooks. And over the last, I think it was 2018, I don't remember, we had a reunion which was amazing in Los Gatos, and I hope we do that again soon, because I love spending time with my brothers and seeing what they're up to these days. There's some good guys in that group, and you know, we've always been there for one another, and I appreciate all they've done for me. So this week, brothers of Phi Delta Theta, you're going to see me reach the 1/4 mile mark. It could be, well, it will be tomorrow likely, and I think by the end of the week I'll get over 600 miles and should find myself around Bland, Virginia. Now I don't know if there's going to be any excitement this week at all. It might just be more of the same, but I just want you to know that I think about my time in Phi Delta Theta quite often and fondly, all the fun times I had, and how they really inspired me to be the person that I am today. So thank you, brothers of Cal Iota Phi Delta Theta, San Jose State University. This is my view. All green and wet, but not too bad. It's about 12:40 p.m. This is my trail at the moment. Everything's pretty much grown together. There is a trail down there, but it's all wet. So basically walking through it, I'm getting drenched. It doesn't necessarily have to be raining on me to get me wet. These plants are all soaking wet. And I have a rain jacket on and my shorts. And it's not horrifically cold, so that's okay, but I'm soaked and continuing to get soaked. I'm about a mile out from a shelter. I'm going to stop there for lunch and to use the privy and then make my way on. I'm camping tonight about 7 miles ahead. I have to make that progress to go where I'm going tomorrow. Remember, I'm going to that hostel tomorrow night, and it's supposed to be heavy rain tomorrow, or heavier rain than today. This has been constant. I don't know if it's just dripping from the trees or if it's actually raining, but it's been a steady drip. And so it's gotten me really wet. And today was supposed to be just a light rain intermittently with some breaks, and there hasn't been a break at all. So not fun. Tomorrow it's supposed to be raining the whole time, no breaks. So for the 10 miles or so I'm gonna do tomorrow, I'm just gonna get drenched, and my tent's gonna be soaking wet in the morning when I wake up. I'm just gonna have to pack it away wet. But yeah, 2 days of this. At least tomorrow night I'll be dry, hopefully, and warm inside to make up for it. Currently 2 o'clock, just past the Chatfield Memorial Shelter, stopped and had a quick snack. I'm gonna head down towards campsite. It's all downhill or flat from here. It's still soggy. I can't tell if it's raining back in here, but I'm on my way. See you two later. All right. So I just met 2 other through hikers, younger. So one goes by Weatherman and the other one goes by Samwise. I guess they met on day 1 of this hike, just like I did with Gretel and Dodger, and they've been with one another ever since. They started the day after I did, and they have not gone home due to injury. So it's taken them this long to get where we both are, and I went home for 3.5 weeks. So they've been really slow moving, but yeah, they seem to be having fun. So anyway, apparently just before the campsite tonight, right on the highway that we go over, there's a Mexican restaurant. Now, it might be closed on Mondays, it might be closed on Memorial Day, I don't know. If it's closed, then we're out of luck. But there's also a gas station nearby that will have like gas station food, like hot dogs, burritos, that sort of stuff. I'll probably stop and get a hot coffee. I was gonna make my dinner at that shelter and just have it for lunch so I wouldn't have to hassle with making dinner out in the rain or in my tent. Though I'm gonna take the risk and see if that Mexican restaurant's going, or if there's anything worth eating at the gas station, so I don't even have to make a hot meal, because that'd save me the grief of doing it in this wet weather. Yeah, it's a little cool today, so I'm wetted through on my jacket, my rain jacket, meaning that it's rained enough where it's not really stopping the rain anymore. So my shirt's wet, which is fine. And typically it's warm enough where I'm not feeling it. When I stop there, I could definitely feel some cold, some chill. I'll be fine. I have warm clothes, obviously, I can change into if need be. I don't feel the need yet, but if I do, I'll change into them. I just don't want to get a bunch of things wet at this point. And I think I'm about 6 miles out, 6.5 from the campsite I'm going to set up in. And I believe those two hikers are setting up in the same campsite. I believe there's room for 3 tents, so we'll see how it plays out. But there's another campsite a little further down, and there's one just before it, so we can make it work one way or another. And there also, I'm going to the Quarter Way Inn tomorrow, which is a hostel, again, just to kind of warm up after 2 days worth of rain. And those two just made their reservations to go there as well. And they were lucky because they got the last 2 spots in that hostel. I got mine this morning, but I suggested that they call or text from that shelter, and thankfully there was service, so they were able to do that and get a spot. Otherwise they may have missed out. So it sounds like hikers are all kind of heading to that place to get out of the rain. Because today was supposed to be light rain, but it's been a pretty steady rain most of the morning. It's not raining at the moment, I don't think, unless it's just drops coming from the trees. But tomorrow is supposed to be a pretty decent rain, and I'm not looking forward to that. So yeah, that's where we're at. Currently 241, this is the direction I'm coming from. The trail has really gotten easy. It's been really flat, cushy, and easy to walk through. The rain's let up temporarily, hopefully more than temporarily. I remember there's an old farmhouse down here. Check this sign out. So Museum 5821, apparently somebody put that sign up, but there's an old 1890s farmhouse down here, and I think it's a museum. So I'm gonna take this little side trail. It's supposed to be right up on the trail. I'm not gonna go too far. If it's close, I'll see it. If it's not, then I'll turn around and head back. But I see a building right here, actually. So I figured, you know, there hasn't been much to see on the trail lately, but anything like this that's unique, why not? Let's check it out. Pretty cool. So we'll take a look at this museum real quick, this old farmhouse, and then we'll spin around and go back onto the trail. This is this is pretty cool. This is awesome. I can tell already. Now, this has got to be somebody's property, I would imagine. But anyway, let's check it out. Apparently they want you to see it, otherwise they wouldn't have directed us here. So there's an old barn. And you know, if I remember, there's some old barns over there. If I remember right, I've seen people come to this before, and you can go into it, and they have snacks inside. So I'm walking over into the museum. This is super, super cool. You got the farm shop here with an old wagon of some kind, the corn crib. So this tells you what each part of the building was. And on my maps, the machinery shed. On my maps, it said this is vintage 1890. So apparently they make this available for people to check out. I don't know if you can just drive in on it or you have to be through hiking. They have their water source here. So this is something else. Oh my goodness. Settlers Museum. Pretty neat. Primitive tent camping. So you can camp here. You can camp here. Oh my goodness. They have electric here. Here's the old house. Check it out. Now I'm gonna See if I can walk into that house in a minute, because I believe you can go into it. So this is the root cellar. Those of us that have family in the Midwest know what that's all about. But there's your root cellar. Okay, suddenly today's video has gotten a lot more interesting. I know that lately there hasn't been much to see, but I would say that this ranks up there with one of the neatest things I've seen so far. And I'm off by myself right now. There's a road in here, so apparently there's a way to get in for people that want to get in. And there's a granary. Oh my goodness. This is just beautiful. And the fact that they make this available for hikers or people to see is just cool. They have a bell there, maybe the dinner bell. So there's something here. I'm gonna walk around the house. Looks like a garden patch. Beautiful grassy area, so this would be perfect for camping. Now, from the videos I've seen of this place, because I know I've seen people going to this place before, hikers, they go inside this building and then there's like resupplies in there, like food items and drinks. So there's a scale there, it looks like. Granary scale, maybe? I have no idea. Then your farmhouse. The house, as you see, it is the way it appeared in 1890. It began as a one-story log cabin in 1821. Later, a kitchen was added, then a parlor, and full 2 stories. Finally, the kitchen was moved to a new addition in the rear, and the old kitchen made into a dining room. Settlers Museum, 1890 farmhouse. Now let's see if it's unlocked, because I know I've seen people go in here before. Doesn't appear to be. All right, so this is the meat house apparently, and the wood house. It says no smoking on that. So apparently the building's not open, but I know I've seen people go in these buildings before, and they've actually found some snacks and treats left for hikers. I guess that's not the case, at least not today. Here's the wash house here. So the bathroom, privy, I guess. And then crossing over this little bridge here, you got the well house. So apparently they covered the well with the house. That's pretty cool. I like it. So this is it. Pretty neat little find right on the trail, literally right on the trail. And so now there's a wagon here and there's an outbuilding over there. But there's something here. It looks like it has a chute on it, so maybe something that dealt with granary. Looks pretty heavy duty. And there's some wheel system back in the woods there. But look at how beautiful it is. Now there's a house way up there. Maybe they're the caretakers, maybe they're just in the neighborhood, I don't know. But yeah, this was quite the find. Pretty excited to have been able to stumble upon this museum. And you know, when I start seeing those little signs and I believe they're not too far off the trail, I'm gonna go and investigate from now on. Sometimes when they're quite a ways down the trail, you don't want to go off and look for them, but this case was well worth it. So yeah, pretty cool. Well, looky here. So I remember telling you that I've seen other people's videos of that museum, and they walked into a room and there were snacks and it looked like a schoolhouse. Well, apparently the building is right on the other side there, but I kind of wanted to show you. It looks like this might be part of the museum. I hope it's not somebody's private residence that I'm walking up on. But I think there's a sign out here that says it has something to do with the museum. So that's why I'm going this way. It says Settlers Museum of Southwest Virginia. Hi, sorry to bother. I was just getting a picture of the sign.
Oh, it's okay.
Thank you.
There's some other guys down there in the shelter.
Is there a shelter down there?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Is it okay to go this way?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And then there's a schoolhouse that way?
I guess.
Okay.
I'm waiting for my wife.
I got you. Okay. So this is part of the museum then?
I think so.
Okay. All right, so the one-room schoolhouse is where they typically have the trail magic. And I just ran into another thru hiker down the way, and he mentioned that it appears to be locked up, so it might be out of luck, maybe because it's, you know, holiday today. I'm gonna walk down that way anyway, take a peek, because it's the direction I'm heading to get to the next part of the trail. So anyway, this is really neat back in here that they have this. Could you imagine 1890 living out in the country like this? They have a schoolhouse here, which tells me that, you know, there had to have been a community of some kind. So there's an outhouse there. And
What's this road?
That's that road with the red gate.
Oh, that's the road with the gate.
This
And
one.
there's a gate here.
Yeah.
Hi.
hello.
Okay, and that's really the
So here's the schoolhouse, 1894. I'm gonna take a peek inside, regardless of whether it's locked up or not. At least look inside. Probably looks like the schoolhouses back home, the one-room schoolhouses. So, yeah, it's closed on Mondays. So it says starting April 1st. It'll be open Tuesdays through Sundays. Darn it. And they have bathrooms down there that are open 24/7 starting April 1st. So the bathrooms are open. But it says picnic at Bear Garden Host, 11 to 3 p.m. All hikers welcome. Mile 558.6. I have no idea where that's at. Okay, so I'm going down this footpath here in the middle of this field. On the far end, you're not going to probably be able to see it, but as I get closer, there's a Appalachian Trail sign with the white blaze underneath it. I'm about a half mile out from the first highway intersection that supposedly has a gas station and convenience store, which I might stop into for a hot coffee. Thankfully, the rain's stopped at the moment. And I've been excited over the last 30 minutes from some of the different sites I've seen. Really, really neat. I'm so excited to have seen them. And anyway, from the map profile, it looks like it's gonna go down a little bit, and then there's gonna be a flat area, then it's gonna pop up. There's gonna be like bumps, but they're gonna be steep bumps. So even though they're little bumps, it's a climb nonetheless, which is no fun. But heading back into the woods. So here we go. This is by far, again, I think one of my favorite areas of my hike so far. It's just been so cool. And there you go. Those might be the two hikers that I was with. There's some hikers coming up. So anyway, pretty neat. It's currently 3:49, came to a train trestle or track. There's a cool house up there that has an AT sign on their barn, or on their out structure. Another nice farm up there. But not more than 5 minutes ago, a train just came down through here, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm assuming I'm walking through a marshland because there's a big plank structure going all the way down. I like to film new and unique things. There's that nice farmhouse up there. And yeah, today's been a day of new stuff, new things to see. At first it looked like it was just going to be the same old thing on the trail, but it's kind of opened up. The weather's kind of lightened up a little bit. It's still overcast and cool, but not raining currently, which is nice, and get to see some different things here. All right, so coming off that plank deck, I just slipped and fell and my phone dropped. It didn't break or anything, but anyway, I'm fine. So I'll have to edit that part out of the video. But I'm about 2.5 miles out from my campsite and about a mile out from a barbecue restaurant where I plan on probably stopping and getting a sandwich. And that will save me the trouble of getting my stove going, especially if it's going to be raining later. So when I get to camp, just set up my tent, hang my food bag, and call it a night. And I won't have to worry about doing anything out in the rain. Now tomorrow morning might be a different story. Tomorrow is supposed to be the big rain day. So gonna get wet, and getting my tent put away, as I've said over and over and over again, is gonna be a wet evolution, but it will be what it will be. So, you know, good news is I'll get out of the rain tomorrow night and dry off. Two people I meant that I've been kind of hiking with throughout the morning, they're younger. They were gonna go to the same hostel as me tomorrow, but there's also another hostel just before it that's about a mile out. It's called an alpaca farm. So they raise alpacas and they have a hostel for hikers where you can stay. I'm not gonna stay there. I want to get to the other one tomorrow, but these two hikers chose to stay at the alpaca farm now instead of where I'm staying. It's just because they haven't been off trail in about a week, and so they'd rather get off sooner than later. And it'll keep them out of the rain overnight, but I'm guessing they're gonna be back in it tomorrow anyway. So yeah, so far it's becoming a beautiful afternoon. It's almost 4 o'clock already, believe it or not. I got a late start today. So if I stop and eat, I'm not likely to get to my camp set up until about 6, which will be fine. It doesn't get dark until 8. And like I said, if I've already eaten, that cuts down on one big chore. So anyway, yeah, doing well. A little after 4 o'clock, and this is where I found myself. So there's a Relax Inn right there, a hotel. Better get across the street. There's a little house here and a gas station here. I believe there's 2 gas stations. There's supposed to be a restaurant up here somewhere, so I might go to the restaurant, but then I have to find my way back onto the AT. I'm not certain where the AT jumps out, but there's a restaurant right up there. So I might walk up this way and see what's up. Currently 4:18. I'm taking a break at the gas station off the roadway here, having a soda and a sandwich. That way I don't have to make myself dinner later. Mexican restaurant's closed. The restaurant down the way looks to be closed. So I'm gonna do this and try to get my camp set up. It's getting cold, so I'm thinking it's gonna be a cold night tonight, but I'll hunker down and weather it out. So it's currently 4:35, and I made a last minute decision, change of plans. Instead of putting my tent up in the woods, because it's super cold and windy right now, and I've been out in the rain all day, so I'm kind of chilled, and I just don't want to camp out in that tonight. So there's an alpaca farm up here where they have a bunkhouse for hikers, and the 2 other hikers are actually going here tonight. So I made a last minute decision to come up here as well. I just want to be comfortable. I don't want to be freezing my behind off. So that's the plan for tonight. And then tomorrow, after 10 miles in the rain again, I'm going to be staying at another hostel. So it's like a hostel to hostel jump at this point. That wasn't intended, but honestly, again, I just don't want to be out in this weather. It's just cold and miserable, and you know, it can lead to hypothermia, and I don't know if I'm actually having those issues now, but I could see where it would happen if I'm out in this prolonged. So anyway, I'm doing that. Might even see an alpaca or 2. Check out this house here, that's pretty. But this is like a main road, and I'm not really certain what community this is. It's not much of a community, but the red barn up on the hill there, the brown building to the right of it, that's where I'm going. That's the alpaca farm. And when I get down to the gate, I'm supposed to call them again. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll see where this leads me to. So I'm at the alpaca farm. This is their bunkhouse, and this will be my bunk down here. They have their own little fans. And just overall, there's a few other bunks. I have log cabin here, and weatherman, there you go. They have everything we need here. Coffee, they have microwave, refrigerator, garbage, we have laundry over here, and downstairs they have showers. So yeah, it's gonna be rainy tomorrow, I guess, and I'm gonna have to manage that. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy. Good evening, it's about 8:15. It was a rainy day and cold day all day long, so I find myself actually at a bunkhouse at an alpaca farm on the Appalachian Trail. So there's 3 other hikers here with me that I've been hiking with off and on over the last week, younger people. And anyway, we're all weathering out the storm tomorrow. The rain's gonna hit really hard. two of the hikers are choosing to stay here one more day. Another hiker and I are going to go on to the next hostel, which is about 10 miles on. So we're going to be going through some rain tomorrow. But we already made our reservations, and if we cancel at this point, there might be a loss of part of our, I think 25% of the reservation fee. I don't know, but at this rate, I'm going to give it a shot tomorrow, see if I can make it there 10 miles in the rain. Though I didn't want to camp out tonight because it's getting really cold and the wind is picked up and it's supposed to rain, and all those things mixed together just don't work for me at this point. So I'll show you around and what the weather looks like at the moment. It's not currently raining, but it's going to be raining, and it has been raining all day long. So tomorrow on to the next hostel. Again, my intent was not to stay from hostel to hostel every night, though when the weather's like it is right now, it's just really rough on the trail, and it's could be hypothermic rough, so I didn't want to put myself in that position. So I made certain that I made the safe call. But as it starts to warm up, I won't be doing this as often. At least I hope not. Anyway, all is well at the moment, and I appreciate all that you are, or all of you, for following along. And hopefully I showed you some cool sights in today's video, because there were some really neat things that I got to see while the rain did let up for a short while. Let me show you what this alpaca farm looks like from the bunkhouse. The alpaca at the moment, I don't know that you'll be able to see them, but I'll show you what I have. So I'm currently standing on the deck of this bunkhouse, and the alpaca are actually down below there, and it looks like they're kind of hunkered down. But those are the alpacas. She said that she has 17 altogether, she and her husband. So we're out in basically a rural part of Virginia. Very pretty out here. There is a main road though, right below their alpaca farm, where big trucks come and go. And so tomorrow we're going to be crossing over onto the other side of that road and making our way. But right now this is where I'm at, and it is super cold. You can kind of see what it looks like in the hills there. So yeah, that's it. And all along again tomorrow. Thank you.